Good evening, Dr. Charlie. This is Gopal Tyagarajan. You could call me Richard. My BC student number 2119035 Here I am present the innovation thinking for organizations and development. My project title is Smartphones and the Male Infertility. First of all, I choose an idea and issues and how to move further. For a design thinking process, I use 6 stages of design thinking process method. The first is defining the problem, then second is empathize, then third is ideate the solutions, then prototype of my innovation thinking, the design thinking, then lastly implementation. So before that, we are getting the feedbacks from the users, the the values, inputs, and so on. The issues on our packet. Yeah, in today's society, modern men strive to become increasingly efficient. Our fast-paced life has been a drive focus behind vast technological innovation, such as an internet, email, and most recent, the smartphones. The cell phones have become a vital part of our lives, and as the social pressure for optimal efficiency increase, so do the technological capabilities of the cell phones. One often overlooked aspect associated with the recent innovation in cell phone technology is the impact of this device on human health, more specifically, male fertility. The recent innovation in the cell phone technology may have a determinal effect on male fertility and may be a growing factor contributing to male infertility. My presentations will focus on the cell phones and then dissect exactly what the recent innovation in the technology means for human reproductivity and health and male fertility. Why I choose this issue? Because the male fertility rate is quite high after the 2000. It's exactly it's the 90s. So the peoples are highly dependent on the phones for personal and the business purposes. Then the age of 20 to 40, they normally use the phones for 6 to 8 hours for their jobs reasons. And then fertility and IVF centers were raised after the 90s gradually worldwide. How does it relate to me? Because it's as a brother and as a parent, our brother and children's generation to grow and multiply by the non-artificial way. Because nowadays, the due to the male infertility, there are the non-natural births were increased, and for the sake of our business and the personal work, we always stick with the gadgets, which cause a lot of issues, especially male infertility. Some other issues also headaches, hypertension, eye issues, shoulder pain, cardio issues, and brain tumor, and um, so many issues as the World Health Organizations describe. And also, due to the long usage of the smartphones, male sperm reproductivity is dropped nowadays after 90s, and we would like to enhancing the natural fertility and the protecting ourselves from the DNA alterations because the our children's and this is commonly we can hear nowadays. So my boy is not like me, or the characteristics are not like our forefathers or fathers, because of it's one of the reason that it will be the radiation is altering and modifying our DNAs as well. And research, there are the several studies and then researchers and was carried out as, previously as well. So I want to citation on this. So effect of the cell phone usage on the semen analysis, then men attending infertility clinics after that 1990s with the current days is very quite high. And then cell phones and male infertilities, the review recent technological and the consequences as well as. And then the people just commonly quite commonly we think that they're keeping our phones on our work's desk. So it just seems harmless, but the researchers they carried out. So how it will be react with our organs and how it will be affect our reproductivity systems and everything, and how much the radiation do the cell phones emit. The recent study shows the amount of radio frequency energy emitted while the cell phones is held close to the ear to talk, or and keeping the devices in your pan packet, or keeping in your shirt packets, and so such kind of the results, and the children's exposed 10,000 times more cell phone radiations when the phone has a weak tower. So the low signals areas, based on the age factors. So there are the several studies there showing that how the fertility rate was dropped after the 1990s to 2017, and for worldwide. And here I'm so that for particularly Singapore, Malaysia, India, and then worldwide figure everything. So if you see that the figures is a 20% each year is a drop down, and then global fertility is a rate also, the non natural way, um, um, the fertility is increased, and then um, um, normal natural ways fertility is dropped, and then IVF clinic and the artificial way of fertility rates were increased gradually. And so people survey. So the survey was carried out from the November 28th to December through the social media like a Facebook and LinkedIn, from the age between 20 to 60. Among the 35 peoples were participated, and if you see that the survey shows that 20 to 45 age peoples, the peoples using the devices is a quite high. The age factor is especially 20 to 35 is at 50 percentage of the people are using. And 36 to 45, between the age 30 to 45 is a 50 percent. 30 percentage of the peoples were using. And then daily usage hours also, if you see here's a normally the 6 to 8 hours, the people 70 percentage of the people's using for the 6 to 8 hours of the mobile phones. And also this graph is showing that 50 percentage of the peoples know the consequences of this device and gadgets, and they're facing that some issues like brain tumor, cardio issues, hand numb, mental stress, sleeping disorder, headaches, and neck, eyesight issues. Ultimately, it's the male infertility issues as well. And 70 percentage of the people are keen for an alternative. They're ready to accept for a alternative way. If you see that they wish to catch up, then 50 percentage of the people aware of this radiations, and 20 percentage of the people not aware of these radiations. From the surveys we can get this figure. The scope map showing the process of my thinking on my innovation and idea. So we had a discussions with our close focus group, and the here we describe that Warner, and then people, and the success, and then current state, and the changes what we have to do it, and the evaluation of the success. So this is based on our focus group, and there are some then we are filter out, and we got exact problem situations, and then how we going to execute. Then current situation, the main infertility rate is quite high, then highly dependent on the phones and the age 42. Then fertility IVF centers were very high. So the changes we have to do it, creating the awareness and other things. The success is a male reproductivity and infertility, the infertility decrease. Then the research and studies report shows that it reduced the male infertility. Sperm parameter study has shown that how sperm volume, liquefaction, then pH, viscosity, sperm count, and motility and viability, percentage abnormal morphology effects, and affect by the four usage groups, and improvement on the alterations in the sperm count, and and the viability by the minimizing the usage of the phones. So these are the things, and we came to know through the scope map. Then problem definitions. So the problem statement is some mobile phones, the smartphones. So why I can't stop using the smartphones. So So I asked the five why analysis. Then I asked myself why. The first why is the need to call for a family and friends, and second why is I need to call for my business partners, client, customers, and I need to for you need to use for my business usage like booking some things, an appointment, and order some things, getting the confirmations, SMS, and everything's through the mobile phones, and also I am booking the cab. On certain cabs we cannot book in the windows, and through the mobile phones only can use it, and then booking taxis and booking flight tickets and online groceries and other things. So these are the dependencies through the because why I can't stop using the mobile phones. So through the five whys, we observe that. Then ideation process to minimizing the holding time of my mobile phones. So the brain writing, so I check I share with my the focus group regarding of my inventions, the innovations. So I got a positive feedbacks that they appreciate me to go ahead. So based on that, I've started doing the prototype of my mobile phones and as well as the desktop. So this is my initial prototype of my wireframe of my prototype. So additionally then I added the coloring here, then based on my team inputs. So the people ask me the digital well-being and then high alert radiation. So you can see in that prototype of my phone app in the pages. The wireframe of my initial the windows, there are the some inputs, then based on that I created that. So this so high alert radiations we can then, and also added the digital well-being, the daily usage, and how many hours of holding times, and how many hours you avoided from the radiations, and so all these details, the alertness, it will come in the phone app. So that is a unique, and also we can connect in the all the Windows, Linux, Mac, and so this is a prototype of my window. So message and receiving the calls and assessing the applications, bookings, all these things we can do it from the Windows itself, and we can send the document as well. So while I'm discussing with my focus group, some additional inputs also they given by our family and friends. So that is also implemented in the prototype. So after that, the testing. So the testing feedbacks from the three users, I received that. So it's a very quite good. And after the 21 days of the using, they feel very they physically they feel fit. They can sleep very long, and they having don't have any eye irritations and other issues and hypertensions. So this kind of problems, so kind of feedbacks I received from them. So the cost also, the projected cost also very cheap, and is not much, yeah, compared to that other one, because this is a simple app. And the strength of this project is the strength is everyone can able to access this app, user friendly, then human centered project, and making cost is very less, so government can afford to give people for a free. So which leads to the healthy lifestyles and good for a future generation. So this is the strength of this my projects and the implementations. So the implementations is through the support of the government, we can improve, we can create the awareness in the social medias, and advertisement, the train carriage and the bus interior and exterior, and the TV televisions, and we can educate in the school education, and run the campaign and road shows, and advertise in the MRT stations, bus interchanges, the platforms. Such kind of platforms we can use them, and then additionally we can getting the support collaboration with the health promotion board, which is a part of the Singapore Ministry of Health, and would provide a money and offer the further exposure through the health campaign. It will be provide a credibility to our efforts to cooperate with the Ministry of Education in order to wrap up the loose ends and bring our campaign to the schools by launching the program and making application available to the general public as well, the youth. So we'll be able to provide the future generation with the healthy lifestyles and the radiation protection. As a result, the farm will be conducted the social business, and which will be benefit our overall health and well-being. And as we want to offer a good device usage habit to everyone, so there is also the prospects of spreading this app in the international market. Mm, and also we want a healthy we want to see our generation without any DNA alterations and healthy lives and enhancing the healthy natural fertility and happy living. So that is a ultimate focus on this project. Thank you.
Thank you.